Welcome in, everybody, to the No Name Show. Once again, broadcasting live on Vocal on a Sunday evening, 10 p.m. We kick things off, and a little bit of a hectic start to the program once again. Big Brother, whatever season, as you can probably imagine. Everybody in America, I think, checks that out, especially after the rivalry there with Glass House. And I've been a big fan of Big Brother for a long time. Really enjoyed season one. Hashtag no name. That's KNOWNAME on Twitter. Tweet to us throughout the program. You can write us here live on Vocal. We also accept your phone calls, 803 450 0086. We'll put that up in the chat room momentarily. Um, and we're definitely going to touch on that today, Big Brother. We're going to talk a little bit about NCAA football 2013, the game, not the real sport just yet. Idol losing a couple of judges. This is not a reality show, by the way. I know there are a lot of reality shows or shows that talk reality on Vocal. This is not one of them. But every once in a while, we dabble into those venues. And, you know, one reason that I really like Big Brother is because, unlike a lot of programs out there, this really sucks you in as a viewer because these people are confined to this one house. I mean, if you watch Survivor and maybe Amazing Race and some of these other programs, you kind of wonder a little bit. Maybe not so much Survivor, but Amazing Race. Like, what's it like when they're not competing? Are they staying at posh hotels? Are they getting to eat nice food? Because they're most likely. I don't think they're living off of whatever little bit of money they have. Big Brother, man, if you're on slop, you're on slop. That's what you're eating. So I really have enjoyed it for a long time. I remember back in, I think it was season one. I don't know if they tried to get gimmicky with it. They had like one dude with one leg, and then they gave the the contestants a dog at some point. You used to have to earn your luxuries. Now, not so much. A lot of times you get those things. And to be fair, ABC tried to recreate this with the Glass House, which is atrocious, awful, terrible. If you want, and maybe Glass House has gone completely to streaming. Maybe they've decided, you know what, we're going to stream everything online for free. That would be the only way they could compete because a lot of people just get Showtime After Dark and watch a good portion of what's going on. Especially if you live on the East Coast, it's not very good for you, I don't think, because most of the time those people are asleep. I mean, it comes on at what, midnight on the East Coast? No. So they're awake. I meant to say on the West Coast, it's pretty bad because if it comes on at midnight there, maybe those people are asleep in the Big Brother house. I remember getting the 24-hour feed back in the day. Real Networks, I think, gave you the 24-hour feed for a while, and I was just dorky enough to give that a shot to check that out and see. And I just leave them on in the background here. I'm talking about whatever. They could use a newspaper, slide a newspaper in there every once in a while. Would that really hurt things so much? I don't think so. I don't think many of you feel that way. Maybe they should maybe they should give them fake news reports. Now that would be intriguing. They break out the newspaper, it comes in, they pick it up at the front door in the morning. Breaking news, Kim Kardashian is now going to be a judge on American Idol. What can you imagine the pot that they would stir there? How it could go down. Appreciate everybody being with us. Looking to add more people here. But you know what? Follow us. There's a little follow host button. I believe if I point this way on the screen, it's right over there for you guys. Follow us. Would love to have some time to chit chat with you on a weekly basis. Probably not going to do the show next week. If you're a loyal listener or follower of the program, you know that my wife and I are expecting our baby. We are one day past due at this point. At any moment, the door featured behind me could come flying open, and it could be go time. That's plenty enough reason for you people to be excited about the program. You can ask me any question you want. You can chat about whatever you want, say whatever you want, do whatever you want. This show is wide open. I prefer a wireless keyboard and mouse. I don't know about the rest of you. One reason because with the studio, I do run multiple monitors and multiple computers. Use a great program called Input Director. For anybody who's interested, Input Director will allow you to utilize your network to use one mouse and keyboard for multiple screens. Bought a Microsoft brand. It probably was my biggest mistake. Um, Probably when I said the word Microsoft, some of you thought,
well, that's the dumbest thing I've heard of.
yes, it's pretty dumb to spend your money most likely on anything Microsoft at this point, especially hardware-wise. Just had been good. But it worked for a while. It did its job. Wireless keyboard, mouse. Had a big, huge, control here. I actually have it unplugged. If I can reach it, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's good quality radio right there. Huge. I mean, this thing is a monster. Had that up there. Awesome. Thanks for checking it out on Twitter. That's great. This monitor, or whatever you call it, dongle, receiver, never seemed to work the way it should. And all of a sudden, about 2 weeks ago, as I was trying to type stuff, the I key, the M key, some key wouldn't work. Who knows why? But it would just drive me batty. When you're trying, there's nothing more annoying than trying to type to some viewers, to tweet, whatever, and the I key or the 9 will never work. And the problem, and this is where it's even weird, more strange. If you hit Shift and 9, you could do a left parenthesis. If you just hit 9, nothing. You blow it out, you dust it off. It's just driving me batty. Finally got to the point where I was taking that keyboard and literally bending it, wanted to break it into a million pieces. Just wanted to break it into a million pieces. Because it drove me nuts.
I'm in a glass case of emotion.
Just killing me. And I have a bad temper when it comes to things like that. A terrible temper when it comes to little nonsensical things. Just bugging me over and over and over. Just angers me to my core.
Did you eat a lot of paint chips when you were a kid? Why?
Perhaps that may be why. Maybe that's the reason. Great question, River. Great question. That will get you on the program. Awesome job, sir. Anyhow, the keyboard drove me bananas. You couldn't type what you wanted to type. On and on and on. So then, I scrap the keyboard. I'll go with the hardwired keyboard. No big deal. The keyboard, just move them out of the way, move them around. Not a big deal. The mouse, thought about the ThinkPad, Logitech touchpad, or whatever they call it. But then I think about the Photoshop work that I do. I don't think that's gonna. I don't think that's gonna fix the issue using a ThinkPad or a touchpad to do Photoshop work. So I was using the mouse, and then the mouse button. The left mouse click would not work anymore.
Oh, I hate my job.
Drove me crazy.
Personally, I think we got hosed on that call.
I was, again, irate. Just days after. Yes, I checked the battery, people. I hear what you're saying. But, Swanee, did you check the battery?
Go ahead. Make my day.
I checked the battery. I did everything I was supposed to do. Reset. Check. I finally just ripped the button off. And then I had to go with the wired mouse. And that didn't last a day. Wired mouse, awful. So now I'm rocking this Logitech M310. It's a good mouse. Great mouse. Doing a pretty good job. But it is hard to control right now. And I don't mess around with Windows 7 enough, to be honest with you, to know exactly where I need to go to tweak that thing down a little bit. And I'm not going to during the show today. I'm going to keep it up and rolling just for fun. A little surprised we don't have more people with us. Sometimes, every once in a while, this show gets rolling pretty good. On a night like tonight, I really debated not even doing the show, like I mentioned earlier. Sometimes you got to take a little break here and there, right? Got to have a moment to yourself. Very strange. Okay, cool. So everything is up and running, so we're doing fine in that regard. Now, Big Brother. Do you like the new format? Do you like having coaches in there? I mean, Mike Boogie rocking a Clemson hat for a Clemson Tiger guy. That was pretty nice. You guys know Mike Boogie, champion of the All-Star edition of the show. Rocked that Clemson hat the other day. That was very nice to see. I can't decide if I like it or not. I mean, there's too much influence and too many rules that they didn't really explain. For example, can you not put up two of the same team members? So could you not have nominated both of Mike Boogie's people? And if you haven't watched the show, I will not tell you who was put up. I would feel bad doing that. I've had a habit in the past of going with the spoiler alert stuff and sometimes giving it away, and people still get a little upset. But today,
let me just ask you one question. Can you play like champions?
I am going to play like a champion for you. I'm going to play like a champion. I'm going to come through, make sure that you guys have an opportunity to enjoy the show. And how bad did you feel? How bad did you feel for Jody, evicted on night 1, 6 hours in? She probably didn't get to shower. She probably didn't get to eat, sleep. The only thing she's done more than you or I in the Big Brother house is just walked around for a few minutes, just a few seconds. I mean, 6 hours, wham, bam, see you later, ma'am. She was out of there. Frustrating, I know. Can you imagine? You gear up, you tell your family goodbye. You tell everybody how much you're going to. Okay. Did you guys want me to pick up McDonald's on my way home from lunch or what? I mean, from Big Brother house or what? I mean, what are we doing? Is that what you wanted? Because mommy wasn't gone long enough. You know, that's the lady. She married a guy that had 5 kids. Holy smokes. Give me a break. You're single. You got nothing going down. And you marry a guy who has not 1, not 2, but 5 children.
Holy cow!
Holy cow is right, Harry Carey. That is bananas. Unbelievable. But I do like seeing some of the old people that I'm kind of familiar with, Janelle and Dan. I like seeing those people on there. It does make it a little bit more. I guess I'm a little bit more, feel a little bit more related to the cast already. I kind of am invested a little bit more than I have been in the past during the first couple of weeks because I know these people. Ian's in big trouble, though, if he doesn't get his head screwed on straight. You can't sit up there, Ian, with a camouflage duck on the top of your head and expect not to get picked off here in a couple of weeks by some hunter. I mean, for crying out loud, buddy. If Mike Boogie could go back and change his decision that he made of who he chose to say, because now there's a competition between the heads of the coaches, and they get to save somebody every week. The winner of that coaches challenge gets to save one of their team members. You know, I think it's going to be a good year. but there's so many twists and turns, and I don't even know how Big Brother simulates it. I mean, that's the biggest question I would have. If I could sit down with somebody from CBS, Julie Chen, whoever, how do you simulate that? What does the simulation go down? Because when you start playing for $500,000, things change than getting a couple of people together and saying, we're going to simulate this. We're going to have coaches, and we're going to pretend like this is for $5,000. We'll even do it in the house. If it's not the real deal, how do you really know what's going to happen? I don't think you do. Stay with us. We'll be back. More of the No Name Show. Hashtag KNOWNAME. Phone lines are open. Give us a call.
Was hanging in a corner like a candy ball and chain. It wasn't nothing she ever thought about. Didn't know it was gone the day she moved out. In my head, if I pointed it just right.
Hate the thought of shopping? All that hassle and can't find what you're looking for anyway? We understand. Retail stores make it difficult. Instead, try www.edistooutdoors.com. Edisto Outdoors features performance apparel and gear engineered for performance, comfort, and style. EdistoOutdoors.com. You'll enjoy the shopping and you'll enjoy the products. Great products from people who care.
What's crazy about this is that doing this show, it's not my most viewed show. Obviously, you can tell. We got an entire network here, though, that we try and throw together. And most importantly, 9 times out of 10, we're talking about the Clemson Tigers or Southern Sports here on our network. And that's where we get all our views. The No Name Show was a product of, well, I'll be honest with you. The No Name Show, sports rocks. Keenan, I'm there. I know what you're saying. I know exactly what you're saying. The No Name Show was a byproduct, I should say, of the fact that whenever I was done doing sports talk, some nights when I didn't have a whole lot going on, I'd say to myself, I want to talk about something else. I just want to give something else a chance. I didn't care if it was, if I was going to talk about Big Brother or meatloaf recipes.
Ma, the meatloaf!
I hear you. It's coming. Give me a second to finish it up, for crying out loud. I didn't care what it was about. I just wanted another show to talk about anything possible. 803-450-0086. Unlike a lot of programs out there, we will take the video calls. I prefer the text calls and then the phone lines. Use the phone lines. Number on the screen works, and also 803-450-0086. Both of those come into the studio. Who's my favorite sports athlete? Wizard Keenan wants to know. Now, I've got to preface this a little bit, because I think there's a couple of great ways we could look at this. We could take this through the, all eternity, whether I saw them or did not see them. But somebody that I just, for example, maybe I could say Muhammad Ali. Not that I grew up on Muhammad Ali's great fights, but maybe that would be the guy. It's not, but that's probably where, I'd start. Are we talking the person I've seen in person, all-time favorite, current favorite? It's a difficult task. All-time favorite and probably current favorite. So, I'm going to give you all-time first. Number 1. If Wizard Keenan, follow him on Twitter. On Twitter, he's at Wizard Keenan. He's got to be awesome. With a name like Wizard Keenan, who's not awesome? I mean, is there anything more awesome than a kid named, or maybe he's not a kid. Maybe he's an old man named Wizard Keenan.
Will you hush?
I'm just saying, it could be an old man. Anyway, okay, So he's not an old man. Perhaps he's 81 and just typed it incorrectly. He is 18, though. Wizard Keenan, if you were bringing me a jersey, if you said, Swanee, listen up, dude. I know there are a lot of people out there who think,
Man, you are one pathetic loser.
but I will bring you your jersey of your choice. What will it be? Wizard Keenan, it's going to be a Magic Johnson, number 32, Los Angeles Lakers. Give me that. Give me the gold and purple. Give me the Laker jersey, Magic Johnson, all-time favorite. Current favorite. Random high five. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Magic Johnson, the innovator of the high five. Current favorite player. All sports, American sports. Look, you hockey, soccer guys. I mean, the sports are okay. I watch them. I enjoy them. I appreciate them. Never watched cricket. I've never watched cricket. Cricket could be fantastic. I remember an old commercial where I believe Seinfeld would say, that was a wicked googly. To this day, I don't know what a wicked googly is, but I don't think I want to be involved in it, whatever it is. Current favorite player to watch. And I tell you, this is a tough one because, you think a guy who grew up on the Lakers, even though I'm an East Coast kid. I say kid, look at that baby face. I shave once a week. I'm an East Coast guy. And you might think because I'm a Laker that would be Kobe Bryant, but it's not. It's not Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant never impressed me. And he's an unbelievably gifted player. But if he came on the No Name Show, I would tell him, I'd say, Kobe, you never impressed me. And the reason that Kobe Bryant never impressed me, to be honest with you, is because Kobe Bryant always worried about Kobe Bryant. I hate to say it, Kobe was not and still isn't in my mind about the team. Kobe is about Kobe. Kevin, welcome in, brother, to the No Name Show. Couple of minions up in here hanging out. Kevin, I leak nuggets. I do believe he means like. The Nuggets, the Denver Nuggets, the Mile High City Assassins. My nephews are big Nuggets fans, Kevin, and I can't figure out why. The Nuggets, that's good-looking uniforms, great colors, but I just can't get down with that. Anyway, where were we? We're talking about Kobe being selfish, right? That's the other side of my brain had to remind me. And I think he has been selfish a whole lot in his career. To his arrest that occurred in Denver, mind you, in Colorado there, all the way up to sharing the basketball, kicking Shaq out of town. I think Kobe is just a selfish guy. And to be the best at something, to be truly great, you kind of have to be selfish because you have to lock yourself away. You have to alienate yourself from friends and family and just go hard. You don't climb to the top of any industry. You just don't climb to the top of any industry by sitting around looking at reruns of Sanford and Son or Prison Break. It just doesn't happen. I like Trains, but also Carmelo Anthony. That moment of silence brought to you by Amtrak. Thank you for writing in. Oh man, you guys are awesome tonight. This is what I'm talking about. It's a little slow. At the beginning of the show, there were people tuning in going, boring. I couldn't hear that. Homer, you got to say it a little louder. Boring. Thank you, Homer. But this show is never boring. You know why this show is never boring? Because of you. You people, you single-handedly turn this into an unbelievable event every Sunday evening. Now, the sad part is, as football season rolls around, Sunday evening is probably going to turn back into our sports talk night. And then we have to find a new night for the No Name Show. and all the no-names out there. And the reason it's called the No Name Show is because at the end of the program, people should know your name or my name. It's not because we're a pack of losers hanging out. Do losers hang out in a pack? A flock of losers? A gaggle of losers, perhaps. I don't know exactly what groups of losers traveled in, but this is not one of them. This is not one of them.
You got a very warped sense of humor.
There are shows out there that are stranger than this one, but not many that put in the time and effort that we do here on this program. Finally, though, real quick with the Kobe thing, you got to be a little bit selfish. My guy is LeBron James. LeBron James, and don't say it's a front-runner guy. LeBron James plays more like Magic Johnson than any player we've seen in a long, long time. I had visions at one time of a young man coming out of Rhode Island University, 6'8", 6'9", maybe even 6'10" point guard, who I thought would be the next Magic Johnson, but it never materialized. See if anybody can give me that name in the chat room before we go to our break. I'll take this question. Comes to us from the Wizard. Man, this guy just conjures up questions left and right. This guy pulls more questions than David Copperfield, because David Copperfield is just a magician, but Keenan is a wizard, people. Follow him on Twitter. He will blow your mind. I guarantee it. This guy drops more dimes on Twitter. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Look, you think Kim Kardashian moves the meter on Twitter? Not like the Wizard. Do you like Carmelo? Not really. Carmelo's another one of those selfish guys. Sadly, you saw the Knicks get better when Carmelo was not playing and Jeremy Lin was. And because Melo, now I'll credit him this, and he deserves a lot of credit for this, for playing for the USA. And all of the guys, Kobe, any of these multimillionaires that suit up for our country. And I know you say, oh, it should be an honor. And I think it is. I think it's a tremendous honor for these guys. But when you're making the type of money that these cats are making, it's very easy to say, yeah, you know what, I've been on the Olympic team before. But they're back. Coach K does a great job with that team. I was watching NBA TV, saw him, warming up, getting ready for the Olympics over in London. It's really good to see those guys playing as hard as they did and working as hard as they do to make America the best team in the world. Do I like Carmelo? He's not a bad guy. He's kind of like Kobe. He's a selfish player. No one in the room knew the answer. I'm going to give you through the break who did I think would be the next Magic Johnson. The clues are, he played at Rhode Island. If I'm wrong on that, I'm going to be feeling pretty bad about things. If I'm wrong that this guy played at Rhode Island, you people can say,
you are an idiot wrapped in a moron.
But I'm almost certain that it was Rhode Island where this young man played. 6'9", 6'10", could really do it all. See if you can figure it out by the time we get back. You got about a couple of minutes. We'll be right back.
Hate the thought of shopping? All that hassle and can't find what you're looking for anyway? We understand. Retail stores make it difficult. Instead, try www.edistooutdoors.com. Edisto Outdoors features performance apparel and gear engineered for performance, comfort, and style. EdistoOutdoors.com. You'll enjoy the shopping and you'll enjoy the products. Great products from people who care.
Georgia, 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 we on the grind, Georgia.
Ludacris bringing this back in. Appreciate everybody being with us here on the No Name Show, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Sunday nights, live on Vocal. Number 2 rated broadcaster on Vocal. And you probably look in the in the room here and go, how in the world does he pull that off? How does he do it? It's magic. Yeah. I take the number of people watching this show, sprinkle a little pixie dust on it, wave a magic wand, multiply by 10, times that by 4, and then you're getting close. Okay, so somewhere in that range. That's how we do it. We pull off a miracle. We take 5 people and turn it into 5 million. One single viewer at a time. It is an amazing feat. It has never been done before. The first man to climb to the top of Vocal with no viewers. Just kidding, guys. It's because our other shows are slammed. This show is like the hidden jewel. We're going to go out to the text question. Can I put on Ludacris Berry Berry Yum Yum? Or, let's see, my monitor there went kind of, I don't know what word you guys use. I use wackadoo. Wackadoo. Can you put on Ludacris a Blueberry Yum Yum or House of Pain, Back from the Dead? Is this like the new stuff that I don't know about? I can do whatever you want, buddy. Oh, yeah. There you go, Wizard Keenan. That was for you. I know you like that. House of Pain. You know what, Wizard Keenan? I'm actually going to drop that into How I Get Down, my playlist. You can get that off of Spotify. I think you can. I don't even really know how to share it. I've never really done it. Share to Twitter. Let me connect to my Twitter, I guess. Anybody else get concerned when you put in a password? Maybe you guys don't do a show. Let me drop that question, by the way. And we'll go on to the next one because it's hilarious. I wish I could say the name. Subaru? It looks like Subaru, but Sabaru. I can't, I'm very phonetically ungifted. Is that unit under your screen from the Stone Age? I don't think it's from the Stone Age because when you take this out, there's actually some very modern hardware in it. I think what has made this thing look deceivingly ancient is the archaic, or as some might say, fancy. And I guess I also might want to go to camera number 1 for that. Fancy wood grain. So let's look back at that. We'll go back to it. There's the wood grain. You can't, it's like a fancy dashboard here. This is the luxury vehicle of mixers. I'd be interested to know if anybody else on Vocal has one nicer. Speaking of nicer, how's our audio quality tonight? Sometimes I run it a little low here. Not on my end, but on the screen end. If you think it's low, say low. If you think it's high, say high. And we'll adjust accordingly. Sober Europe. I got you. It's fine. I know, right? Just like I expected. It will be fine. But How I Get Down. Let's see if I can get this playlist to share. Did I get logged into my share to copy HTTP link? Let's see. If you guys, this is How I Get Down. I have no idea if that's going to work. You guys will probably be able to sneak into my account. Who knows? See if that works. See if you can. Oh, great. Thanks for checking in, Wizard. Appreciate that. If I had I need the old. This would be appropriate at this time. The The Wizard is back. We'll just say that. He's the man. Okay, where were we? A couple of weeks ago, we did a special edition of the program. We're getting off of this. I don't think this is very old, though, to be honest with you, sober. I think it's a pretty hefty device, to be honest. But a couple of weeks back, oh, now that was not good. A couple of weeks back, we did a show on, I watched the special on the Olympic team from 1992. And, that team has everybody on it in the has everybody on it. I'll tell you in a minute. I'll answer your question in a minute. Has everybody on it except for Christian Laettner, who is a Hall of Famer, which is pretty unbelievable. And I wondered, what were Christian Laettner's stats during the Olympics? I figured, Laettner's on the team with Bird and Magic and Barkley and Karl Malone, John Stockton, Robinson, Pippen, Chris Mullin, thinking this guy got no play at all. He probably didn't score a bucket the entire tournament. He actually scored almost 5 points a game in the Olympics, more than John Stockton. And Stockton was obviously an assist guy, but Stockton, I didn't realize this, was hurt during the Olympics. Only played in 4 games, started none. Stockton only made 4 field goals. Christian Laettner had 9. Christian Laettner was blowing it up. Laettner went 9 of 20 during his Olympics. Charles Barkley, to give you an example of how dominant we were, Charles Barkley was 83 of 59, 71% from the field. Barkley shot 71% from the field. Michael Jordan averaged 14.9 points per game. Charles Barkley averaged 18. And Charles went out every single night. Brand name. It's funny. Arrakis, Arrakis. It's a pretty nice little setup. Works really well. Gets the job done. Gets probably more than the job done. Moving on to other topics. American Idol's got a big problem. Big problem. Nobody wants to be the judge. Randy kind of says he'd like to be a coach. You've lost Lopez. You've lost Steven Tyler. Simon Cowell was great for a while till he kind of wore off. Paul Abdul, Ellen DeGeneres. It goes on and on. And I don't know that this has anything to do with money or interest. I think it just has to do with the fact that maybe this show has kind of run its course. People are still interested in it. You can obviously tell by the record sales and the number of people who watch it. But I think it's run its course. And sadly, nobody wants to jump on board and be labeled as perhaps part of the group who ruined this great show, or what was once a great show. You could obviously argue accordingly. Anyhow, you kind of take a look at it. The thing that I might, if I'm the executives, do you think about maybe putting Ryan Seacrest as a judge? He's got a radio show, huge, tremendous following, and he never has critiqued people on the program. Put Ryan in there. Give somebody else another shot. Give another guy an opportunity. Somebody to come in there and really make a name for himself, perhaps. Basically, give Ryan Seacrest.
I'm going to make him an offer he can't refuse.
Tremendous money. You come over. You criticize people. You be the bad guy. You be the heel. If you're wrestling, Peter Rosenberg. How come it's every time I talk about judges on Idol, people want Peter Rosenberg to be the judge? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. That's the first time anybody's ever said Peter Rosenberg to me. Maybe. Big radio career. I don't know. How do you set that up? Maybe just let America vote, man. Just let the people sing. No critiques. Just pop them right up on the stage, run them off, put the next person up. All right, America, it's in your hands. Make it a truly American There is no critic but America. Just have the guy come out. And next up is Tom. Thank you, Tom. And on stage 2, Murray. And now, before we go to break, here's Lucille. This is not just a hat rack up here, people. This is getting the job done. How do you save this franchise? It's not like, and again, I say save like I got to throw in a life vest, but it's not dying. It's not dying. It's just a fact of it's, like Big Brother, where they change it around and have surprise. I mean, maybe while somebody's singing, they get pied in the face. Maybe the contestants could vote somebody off each week. Well, we know that wouldn't work out because they just vote the best people first. They'd be like, congratulations, Sanjaya. You're the winner of American Idol. Snapbacks are back, Daddy-O. I hear you. Give me a snapback with a mesh-vented cap. Ooh, white and yellow with a big old Mack truck on the front. Snapbacks. Yeah, snapbacks. I was so surprised to see those had made it back. That was a huge shock to me. And who brought them back? I mean, where did they come from? I mean, who was the guy that said, you know what, here's what we're missing. Snapbacks. See, when I was a kid, I bit them all off. I was like, I gnaw on everything. My nails, I probably should go get manicures. My wife would say, go get a manicure. I probably should go get one so that maybe if I'm spending money on these, will that focus? Yeah. If I was spending money on these, I wouldn't bite them. That's the theory, right? But I've gnawed on stuff my whole life. I'll chew a pen to oblivion. Look at this. Is this coming in clear? I don't know if you can see the gnarliness of this. I mean, I'll just gnaw on it. Anything. I don't know. I'm like half badger, half human being. I have no idea. But I'll gnaw on these things, gnaw on them. And when I was a kid, man, playing T-ball before they even had coaches pitch, my snapbacks, dude, pop that thing off, I'd get it down to where I had so few snaps that you couldn't even wear it. The hat's like little things like bowing like this because you only got one little snap on it. Like a big old goofus then. Then everybody's making fun of you. Then you're in therapy. Because you feel so bad about it. I don't want to talk about it. We're going to break. I got to get myself together. We'll be right back.
This is an Ice Cube message from you to you. Tell them, Cube. You better. Check it out. And this time we go coast to coast and rhyme to rhyme. There she go. Microphone check. That's right. Now with no further ado, yo, Cube, tell them what they gotta do.
You better check yourself or you wreck yourself, cause I'm bad for your health. I come real.
Hate the thought of shopping? All that hassle and can't find what you're looking for anyway? We understand. Retail stores make it difficult. Instead, try www.edistooutdoors.com. Edisto Outdoors features performance apparel and gear engineered for performance, comfort, and style. EdistoOutdoors.com. You'll enjoy the shopping and you'll enjoy the products. Great products from people who care.
Oh, yeah, that's the jam right there. That's the jam. Brass Monkey Beastie Boys. Rest in peace to MCA. 4th grade right there, art class. Mr. Eubanks. What Mr. Eubanks didn't know didn't hurt him. Didn't hurt him. Huh? Beastie. Oh, that's the way it was back in the day, people. Y'all just don't know about it. I remember that album came out, man. I was like, wow. I probably talked about this on the show before. Last week, my producer, a.k.a. me, forgot to hit record on the webcam max. Thus, the YouTube feed has nada of this show. Last week's. This week, however, the red light is flashing, and we are recording. So I'm excited about that. Hashtag no name throughout the week. You know, you see something goofy. I've really been looking for this. Wizard, you guys in the room, you're on a mission. This is a mission of epic proportions. Can you accept this mission? That's the biggest question I have. If you accept, oh, he's in. I need a photo tweeted to me of someone actually using an iPad in the wild. A father filming his kids at the zoo. I don't need to get, I'm not trying to get creepy like that. I want to see the guy who's actually using it. Is there anyone walking around you're walking around, you're going to work? Oh, I think I'll take a picture of that. I got to see it. I have spotted one person actually using an iPad for photography out in public. Now, you might see some people using it for video. I can see that, but even that's kind of crazy when you consider the iPhone, I think. The iPad 3 has changed that a little bit. I am looking forward to it. Just put the hashtag no name in there. I want to see somebody in the wild. That's what I call it, the wild, because they are out of their gourds if they're carrying around that big old screen and taking pictures of stuff. Honey, could you slide a little closer to Grandma? You know, I'm really trying to frame this up. I think it's going to make a great Christmas card. Oh, hold on. Let me check my Facebook on my iPad in public. NCAA 2013 has a huge glitch. Haven't played it. Don't care to play it at this point. I think I've finally outgrown video games. Sadly, I didn't think it would happen. There is the page if you're interested in it. After a pass, if you run a hurry-up offense against someone who is playing a man-to-man defense, they are immediately going to go into quarterback spies coverage, and you can throw the ball as deep as you want. Please don't exploit this, people. We're good people. We're kind no-names. We don't just take advantage of the public. And lastly, if I haven't told you guys about Simple Note, you want to get it. First, go by our sponsor, though, EdistoOutdoors.com. They make some unbelievable shirts, kind of the river hunting life themed apparel. You talk about quality t-shirts, though, quality products. Now, I'm not just saying this because they sponsor the show. I'm telling you, you feel the Green Lantern shirt, and then you go grab you an Edisto Outdoors shirt, the difference in thread count and the material is it is unreal. If you have a parent, grandparent who likes rivers and dogs and hunting and fishing, check it out. Guarantee you one of the most comfortable shirts, if not the most comfortable t-shirt you've ever put on. I promise you. Promise you. Speaking of shirts, I'm currently working on my line of shirts that we will be selling. Thank goodness for my partnership with Edisto Outdoors. We already have some of our Clemson gear up for the Clemson folks. And why am I talking so slow? That's probably the biggest question of all. Here's a link, though, if you want to see it, the Clemson gear that we currently have. And all but one of those are simulated. Only because I didn't feel like doing all the cropping and editing, just to be honest with you. But we've got some stuff coming out, man. It's going to be unbelievable. Funny, hilarious. You can take it, give it to your best friend or your best friend's friend. Wizard Keenan's now following us on Vocal. You know why Wizard Keenan's follows on Vocal? Because he follows the directions. He looks over that way and pushes follow host, and ta-da! And Keenan is guaranteed to be in for an unbelievable Clemson show in the next several days. He's in. He's all in. Problem is, I may not be there for it. It's going to be a little strange doing the show without me, I know. Wife's having a baby, part 2. Number 2 coming in. Little girl for the first time. That'll be interesting, to say the least. Well, that's going to wrap up the show, except for the fact that I don't really want to leave. Make sure you follow Wizard Keenan, WIZARDKEENAN on Twitter. He is obviously an awesome guy. I am your humble and loyal host who comes back each and every week to spend about an hour with you. I'd stay longer. I'd do it longer. The problem is right now, we just don't have enough people telling us what to do. We don't have enough people asking us questions. And unfortunately, if I don't move out of the way, I'm probably going to be in the way of some other great program here on Vocal. We have dropped down a notch. I have been humbled, to say the least, to sit at the number 2 spot on Vocal in the past. Humbled. Reality Steve is an unbelievable guy. He's going to be hard to run down. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. And Jack Douglas. Jack Douglas is one funny guy. Funny guy. But it's not even football season yet. We don't have close to the followers and viewers that we're going to have. So take a good look at my pretty little face. Because it's not going to be long. Jack, Steve, Thomas, Bomani, any of you guys up there at the top 10, I'm throwing the hammer down. College football season. That's when we come alive. That's when the people wake up. The minions will come out in droves to see this program. Well, I shouldn't say this program. Not in the name show. They'll show up in like 2s and 4s. Could be 8. Could be 8 people. The other shows, the sports programming, buckle up. It's going to be a bumpy ride, boys. You 5 people, you honored, you most humbling folks, come on in, hit view the show. Because if you don't, you're not going to get to, really see me leave, which would be sad. It would be sad. It would be so sad. But seriously, in all goodness, I appreciate you being here. I am signing off to go do much better things, I think. Like this game. I think it's like CSR Racing on the iPad. You won't catch me taking pictures of people with my iPad, but I think it's CSR Racing. Drag strip style. Unbelievable. Get it. You have to try it. It's free. We'll be back hopefully next week. We'll update the website if the baby comes and all that good stuff. Take care, guys.